Well, g'day, folks. How we going? It's Sean from the Down Under Cruises. Unfortunately, Alana's a little bit on the tired side, and she's been working hard today, so I'm taking over the reins. First up in the chat, oh my goodness me, Ashley's World. G'day, Ashley. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Followed very quickly by Mr. Nick P, who's traveling somewhere on a train, somewhere. G'day, mate. How you going? I hope the trip is going really well. Followed very quickly by the lady Hilda. Welcome aboard, Hilda. Nice to have you here. And Kenneth Oakes. Good morning, everyone. He's been to bed and got some sleep. Oh my goodness me. Sleep. Kenny, are you feeling all right? We've got next Rob from Cruising on the High Seas. Welcome aboard, buddy. Nice to have you here. Okay, let's see who's next. Yes, you asked a very important question there, Rob. You asked, Kenneth, are you still awake? And that is the question of the day. Well, let's see if there's an answer. Oh, who's this? Helping Hands for Cruising. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. So, folks, what's going on? What's happening out there? Well, first of all, let me start off by saying yesterday was a public holiday. And the reason why I've got said picture in the back of my head here is the day we had was Cup Day, Melbourne Cup Day. Now, isn't that interesting? We are an Australian city, and in this Australian city we have a public holiday in the middle of the week for a horse race. Yes, folks, that's my hometown, Melbourne, and this is a place called Flemington Racecourse, and yes, we've got horses going round and round and round in circles. So anyway, it's interesting. Hopefully whoever was there had a bet on the horses, and they won their horse races. So yes, exciting stuff. So now, good news. See, Flemington Racecourse, there are a bucket load of people there at the in the stands watching. Only about 5,000 were allowed this year. Normally that place is packed out. But the good news is we are able to come and go and see events like that. So that is absolutely awesome. Now, Kenneth has got an answer here for young Rob. He's saying, yes, sir, I'm wide awake and wide open. Wide open for what, Kenny? That's a statement that leaves a lot to be desired here. G'day, Dave. How are you, buddy? G'day, the Joy booking accommodation at Sydney International Airport for overseas trips. Happy days. Yes, mate. Really excited about that. Really excited about that. In actual fact, I don't know if you guys saw, but yesterday, Ilana and I were looking all over YouTube at various things, and one of the things we came across was the Los Angeles airport. They had a live stream going of all planes going in and out. And who should be coming in there but QF11? Coming in from Sydney, going directly into Los Angeles. That was absolutely exciting. It was really great. Kenneth is saying good morning to everybody that has said good morning to him in the chat. He's typing through a phone, so that's why he's not tagging anyone one by one. Let me say, Kenny, you better be on our live stream and not multitasking again, or are you? Stranger things could happen. Go the Flying Kangaroo. Yes, it was really exciting to see the Flying Kangaroo coming in. It was the 888, and it was 787, I think it was. And it was absolutely awesome to see that Flying Kangaroo hit the deck and just come to a grinding stop and then go off the runway. It was really exciting to see. So yes, for us, travel is on its way. And so we're really excited about that. The other thing, Dave, we've got to take a look at, mate, is that travel insurance. Huh? Ah, look who's here, Mum. G'day all. Hope everyone is happy. Thanks, Mum. We're all doing well. And Dave, I laughed at Korea Mail commented how New South Wales and Victoria airports are full of people smiling and laughing, and Brisbane the only sound being security guards kept security guards' keys at the airport. What about Perth as well and Adelaide? Perth more to the point, because Perth is the one that's sitting back and laughing at everybody else. Yes, sorry, it was the Dreamliner 787. Thank you for that, Dave. You were clarifying my statement. Rob, 346 days till my upcoming cruise. Fingers crossed that the testing is gone by then. Yes, 346 days. Are you on the same cruise as us? I'm wondering. Let's have a look. I shall tell you. Stranger things could happen. I could actually get it right. On the next cruise, let's have a look. 346 days, 6 hours and 54 minutes. So yes, it is the same cruise, hopefully. We're going on that group cruise, and the more you bring up that group cruise, the more I want to put up the advert. But I'll put it up shortly. You're actually on our live stream only? Did watch some of Traveling with Nick's videos before I came on. Kenny, I feel very humbled, my friend, to be the only live stream that you're on right now. Dave, great to see the little munchkin found safe and well in Western Australia, mate. What a great story. Yes, that is absolutely awesome stuff. Be interesting to know how the little munchkin actually got taken. But to those of you across the pond that do not know, we had a situation where I think it was a 3-year-old little girl was taken from a tent while they were busy camping. And it was 19 days ago, and she's just been found safe and sound. So that's really exciting stuff. Okay, so I think what we've got here is we've got a bunch of nice people in here. So let's talk about all the exciting things that we've got. So Dave, did you have a bet on the horses yesterday? Did you bet on the winner? If not, there's always Oaks Day tomorrow, being Thursday. There's some horses available then. Okay. A bit of merch that we got come in this week. We had put in an order, would have been about 4 months ago, to Sticker Mule. And there is our sticker. It's our latest sticker that's come out. And the good news is we got the sticker. The bad news is that it took 3 months to get here. So unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever way you want to look at it, it arrived, but we had to wait. So it's awesome. We've got the stickers now. Anybody interested, we can organize that. Also, we've got some merch, and in the merch we've got, I've got the one here. This is the one for the Helping Hands for Cruising, but there is one for a shot glass for the Down Under Cruisers, and there's also there's also a mug, I believe, for the Down Under Cruisers, and also one for Helping Hands for Cruising. So any of the merch that you purchase through Helping Hands for Cruising goes to supporting the Helping Hands for Cruising charity. And so it'll be awesome if you guys do decide to assist, because, you know, people like Kenny have actually managed to get a free cruise. So there we go. Dave is saying his horse got hit by the ambulance. Was that the one before the race or the one during the race? Dave, do you have a 4 litre shot glass for Sue's wine? Mate, we've got the yard glass. Because you realize that when you come with us on the group cruise, and I believe you are, we're going to have to be doing shoeies, along with Raphael from Visos Travel. So shoeies are going to be the go. Dave is saying he will supply the goldfish to go in the shoey. Oh, awesome, mate. Is that the one that goes at the bottom of your high heel, the heel of your glass bottom high heels, or is it actually the one that goes in that has a bit of a drink in the glass we're going to be partaking? Because I know that you're about as much of an alcoholic as I am, so that's good. You and I don't drink much, only to excess. No, not true. So going on the group cruise, we're going to have quite a bit of fun. So just to whet the appetite, I think, let me just bring this up. Yes. Well, there we go. Now, hang on a minute. I believe there's a couple of comments that have just come up. Mum is saying, Edith is saying, you're very lucky that she won't be there. Mum, let's put things into perspective. You taught me how to drink like a fish. Come on, let's be serious. I mean, you taught me everything I know about alcohol. Dave, mate, and have to say how great to see the planes flying out of Oz. Not much negativity either, which surprised me. You know what? That was absolutely awesome to see those planes fly out. And yes, it was great. I've got an app that I have a look at all the airports around the world, and man, it's exciting to see how many Australian flights are going out. So that's all absolutely awesome. Dave, any first timers on the cruise are probably in for one of the best itineraries ever. The balmy weather and the blue ocean is a recipe for joy and happiness. Mate, just to give you a hint, we've got currently, I believe, 5 of the cabins are people who are first-time cruisers, which is absolutely awesome. Kenneth, Eric B, we've got V, we've got a couple of others that I think Donovan as well, and one other or two others there that are first-time cruisers. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. And yes, well, I've given a couple of them a bit of a heads up. And that heads up is to say that anytime you come across anybody who's got an alcoholic drink in their hand, just tell them to buy you one. And you never know, you could have an awesome time, really awesome time. So, biggest thing for me right now is getting organised. The travel insurance is the biggest thing. Dave, you got any suggestions on travel insurance right now? Because that would be the most awesomest thing. The travel insurance out of Australia right now is tending to be quite expensive from what I can see. Dave is saying webcam that often around the world when COVID closed us down and stopped doing it, the CI sent Sue a wreath as they thought I had died. Well, you know what the good news is? You're not dead. You're around to actually give us some more merriment. I believe you're coming down for the weekend of the 20th, so that'll be awesome. We need to catch up because the 20th of November has some really exciting time. Around that time frame has some really exciting stuff for us. I think it's the 21st we're catching up, isn't it, Dave? So that's going to be really awesome. For those of you across the pond, you know what? When 2024 comes around, we're hoping to do a group cruise around the Christmas period, and that will be absolutely unbelievable. We're going to have some good fun. Dave is still looking for travel insurance. I've been making inquiries. We'll update in the coming weeks. That's awesome. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that, because we've been actually looking. I rang up Allianz to try and get a quote. There's Covermore as well, but there seems to be a lot of confusion right now as to how that COVID, that clause is for cruising. So we'll just have to have a look-see. But, mate, it's almost $1,000. That's like unbelievable. So we need to have a look. Yes, Dave, we're catching up on the 21st. Awesome. Thanks, mate. Don't worry, it's in the diary, and we're going to have a good time. So travel insurance is the big thing. Now, for those of you across the pond that think, why the hell get travel insurance? Let me put it to you this way. Anytime you leave your home state and you are on a cruise ship, if for whatever reason you need to be picked up off the ship and flown to medical help, or once you've left the ship from medical help, you need to get back home, that travel insurance will pick that up for you, as well as some other things that are important. So, for example, your suitcase that you've got all your clothes and so forth goes astray whilst you're en route to your cruise or from your cruise, you need to be able to have some clothes to wear. You need to get those clothes. Travel insurance will pick that up for you, amongst a whole lot of other things. For example, if you had an excursion set up that was not organised by the cruise ship, you could then claim that excursion off on your travel insurance. So that would it becomes an important thing. Dave is saying has some good contacts underwriters in the investigation business, mate. That would be really exciting if we can go ahead and get some help there. That would be absolutely awesome, because at the end of the day, paying some of this travel insurance is really, really steep. So let's get things happening. Dave is saying that he has investigated insurance claims for over 30 years. Always ensure like the worst possible scenario will happen. Sadly, the worst scenario does happen more than you think. So read the fine print. Yep, thank you. That's an important one. Read the fine print. Read the fine print on anything. Don't sign the document without having the fine print read. So, yes, travel insurance. Also, folks, we've been putting together a series, and we're about a week out. So there's another one in the series we're going to be talking about. First one was picking the cruise. Next one was picking the cabin, and we're talking about what we should pack now. And one of the things we're talking about is first aid kits. Now, being the fact that I do have a first aid background, we are looking at what we should have in a first aid kit to take with us on the cruise. Rob is saying never even travel without travel insurance, and he means never ever. Yep, couldn't agree more, buddy. Couldn't agree more. Dave is saying, when's your next YouTube, mate? So we're looking at getting it out. I'm looking to get it out within the next couple of days. Our next channel goes live on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then after that, the US goes out of daylight savings, so our Saturday afternoons will go from 1 to 2. So we'll be on at 2 p.m., not next week, but the week after. Not this coming Saturday, but the next week. Dave is saying to Rob, 1,000,000% you are correct. And I couldn't agree more. Dave is saying he nearly opened a Band-Aid once. Do you know what, Dave? I nearly opened one twice. I do a lot more than just open Band-Aids. I can actually do a bandage. So there we go. That's what comes from teaching first aid. So the next one we're going to be doing is what we put in a first aid kit. We've been watching some of the other YouTubers talk about bringing a first aid kit, and the first aid kit that they've been bringing has been a first aid suitcase. When you're traveling by air, there's a limit to how much you can actually bring, so let's just be really careful. Well, if it isn't my old mate Philip is saying insurance is like gambling, but you do not want to win. Yes, correct. You do not want to win. Absolutely. Oh, we've got Loves You. Meow. Yeah, Loves You. How are you? Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Okay, so what's important for us is that at the end of the day, you have good cover. You get, and part of your good cover is having a bit of a first aid kit. So we talk about things like having some Band-Aids, having some small little tweezers. I actually brought a kit home, but we'll actually talk about it later on when we do our little show. So that will be absolutely awesome. Okay, so who else is in the chat? So Loves You is saying good day to everybody, so that's nice to see. So, yep, first aid. As well as that, some people, please don't forget your medication for those of you that are on meds. And if you are going for any decent length of time, make sure that your pharmacist is aware so that they can provide you with the right amount of medication for you to take. And also, don't forget, you can also use, possibly get a letter from your doctor, or to get a script to go with you. Philip, yes, they are great for stopping cuts, but you know what? I'd rather be using bandages because at the end of the day, what a tampon does is suck the blood. We don't want to suck the blood. We want to stop it. And so that's what a Band-Aid or bandage will do. Dave is saying good day to Loves You, and we've got Loves You saying good day to Dave. So it's a bit of chat and a bit of communication in the chat, which is absolutely beautiful to see. And that's what this is all about, guys. The more we get you on board, the more we get everybody knowing each other, the better it is all round. What I'm going to ask you folks to do is, for those of you that are creators, if you can put hashtag create in the chat. For those of you that are supporters, hashtag support. For those of you that are anything else, hashtag whatever you want to put in. I'm not going to stomp on your parade. Dave is saying that, where we go. Dave is saying that we always get a letter from our doctor re-medication. We have been asked before at customs to produce same. So, well, it would be worthwhile, and that would be absolutely awesome. Okay. We've got a newcomer in the stream, Amethyst Hayes. Welcome aboard, Amy. Nice to have you on board right now in the chat. Dave is a supporter. We've got Dave is hashtag clueless. We learn heaps from you. Loves You is saying g'day to Amy. Rob is a creator. And Rob does do some amazing stuff that we've been watching. Kenny is a supporter and a creator. Loves You is a creator. Dave is a microwave and hills hoist expert. Hashtag, yep. Loves You is giving a good smiley to Kenny, which is great to see. And Kenny is saying good morning to Loves. So that's awesome. Okay, so we've got that video coming up with the first aid kits, and then the next set of videos we'll be putting out. You never know, there might be a couple of extra things to bring up about the travel and what we should carry while we're traveling, how you should carry your stuff. Anyway, so Mum is saying you should find out from your doctor what the pharmaceutical name of your medicines is, as they have different names overseas. That's a very valid one. Excuse me. Amy is saying that she's a pretend creator. Yeah, right. Amy, you're a better creator than half of us. Yeah, so don't start that nonsense. Dave is saying hashtag loyal to Down Under Cruises. Mate, thank you so much. It's very nice. Nick, you're not allowed to sleep. It's only the middle of the morning there for you or something like that. So g'day from your train. Now, where is your train at the moment? So we've got people saying g'day to each other. So that's awesome to see. Okay, Dave was throwing up arms above his head, meaning Viagra, and the doctor thought he needed cortisone shot in his shoulder. Lovely. Where was that? Nick is currently in Toledo, Ohio, which is awesome. That's where Klinger comes from. If any of you guys have seen MASH. So throwing your arms above your head, meaning Viagra, yeah, of course they would look at it like you need cortisone, because you've got, the issue is trying to get your arm back down again afterwards, right? Yeah. Toledo, Ohio. Good old Klinger. Man, that was a show. Who still watches it? I mean, we've got MASH running for the 328 millionth time that they're repeating episode 5. So, question is, who still watches it? Dave is saying to Nick, been watching your train travels, mate, as we all have, because it's been an awesome train travel. How many more trains have you got to go, Nick? Kenneth is saying, I'm in the wrong chat, Dave. Yeah. Nick is saying it's the northwest corner of Ohio, in case you didn't know where it was on the map. Thanks, I didn't, but we need that. He's also saying thank you to Dave for the compliment. And yep, if anybody has not been in touch with Traveling with Nick P, please make sure you actually jump on his site and subscribe, become a friend, and watch what he's got, because he's got some, especially if you're into trains, he's got some really fantastic things about the trip he's been on. So the cruise, well, it's on the Carnival horizon, and the horizon's been doing a number of trips around everywhere, so it's been doing some awesome stuff. Nick hasn't been gone a week yet. What? It's not a week. It feels like 6 months. It's quite. And if you haven't had the opportunity and you want to have a look, we've been doing a lot of YouTube views of the Carnival Horizon. Been looking at all the things that we can do on the cruise, and one of the things that we've been taking a look at is Guy's Burger, and then there's also Pig and Anchor, where there's a brewery on board apparently. So we're going to be having some great time in that brewery, along with a lot of awesome friends, and just having some good meals and so forth. Nick is saying he's heading to see Danny in Oklahoma. Good on you. So you're going to have a ball with Danny. Have you made any recent changes to any of your trips, or have they all been going one after the other? G'day, Hilda. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you here. Dave is saying that he has to say that the group cruise scenarios have ramped right up post-COVID. People seem to be more sociable. Yes, absolutely. And you know what the good news is, Dave? Especially here out of Oz, people want to get going. They want to move. Hence, the public support for airplane flights out of Oz, and even more so the ability for us to be able to travel to those places. I think the fact that we are over the 80% double vaxxed makes a huge difference anyway. So that's going to be good. So people are saying g'day to each other. Nick is saying that his suitcase went missing in action and had to buy new clothes yesterday. How could that happen? Didn't you carry your suitcase around with you, or how did that happen? Folks, if I may say, please, if you're into the chat, be awesome if you could just hit the thumbs up. And if you're not familiar with our channel, please hit the little red button at the bottom and turn it grey, along with the bell, so that you get notified of anything that we're doing in the future. So Dave is saying he posted on RCI about the ovation, the amount of Aussies who are yearning for a return to cruising. You know what? I'm going to have another look at that. The fact is that Aussies are really wanting to get out, and which really surprises me as to why the government has not gone and said, okay, cruising, come on in. Because I know that P&O are chomping at the bit. P&O Australia, anyway, are chomping at the bit. Carnival's been chomping at the bit to come on in. A lot of the other major cruise lines have been chomping at the bit to get in. So we can't understand why the Australian government is taking its time. We've gotten over the concept of cruise ships are all petri dishes, because even more so there are aircraft even more so a petri dish than ships are. Dave is saying that RCI are the same. Royal Caribbean Incorporated, is that what it is? RCI. Anyway, yep. Let's just get going. Let's just get things happening. I mean, they don't realize that 18,000 people rely on cruise ships for their daily livelihood. I don't know if you guys remember the Pacific Bells that we had on board. Would have been a week or two back. Those girls are really chomping at the bit to get cruising happening. So really, it's about time things came up. Dave is saying that it's Royal Caribbean International. Oh, thanks, mate. Glad you clarified that for me. Philip, why can you have 10,000 at a horse race for a day, but you cannot have 3,000 on a ship? Yeah, it's where the money goes. The money at the horse race goes into the coffers of the government. The money off a cruise ship goes into the coffers of those that actually work on the cruise ship. Woolworths and Coles have more concerns that double-dose passengers than double-dose passengers. Absolutely, they do. Nick, it wasn't placed on the correct train. I will have to get help finding it from Amtrak in Chicago. Luckily, I do have travel insurance, but that's going to take a little bit to process. Wow, we just were talking about travel insurance, especially for our upcoming cruise. But Nick, I thought the luggage travels with you. Dave is saying, re the cup, the only things with symptoms are the equines with the horse throats, apparently. Yep, you're right. Was that horse throats or horse floats? Sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, how can they mess your clothes? Fair income. Especially when you had Nicholas Peterson or Nick Peterson written all over it, or sent to UPS. Oh no, sorry. USP, United States Postal. Whatever. Yes. So the big cruise, and on the cruise, we're going to be having a celebrity there. That celebrity, I don't know if you guys know, but there are a number of celebrity events. For starters, we've got Raphael and his wife Amanda are having their wedding anniversary on board ship. We've got Eric B, who's going to be he's going to pop his Virgin Cherry from being a first-time cruiser. We've got Larry and Ananda from Plum Travelers going on that cruise, who are first-time cruisers. I'm going to pop that cherry too. We've got us, who are going to be first time in the US, first time on a Carnival ship, first time doing a flight together. So there's a number of firsts going on that cruise. We've also got, hopefully we'll get a few more Aussies coming on board, which will mean that there will be a first time Aussies on board ship as part of the group cruise. It'll be the next celebrity is going to be Kenneth Oates, it will be his first cruise, as well as being the first recipient of the Helping Hands for Cruising charitable organization. Nick says some Amtrak trains have checked luggage. It was supposed to be changed from my train from DC to Boston in New York. That never happened, and it wasn't on the train when I got to Cleveland. Oh, that's a bit of an upset. Obviously, they made the profuse apologies and so forth. Dave is saying, you realize that in about 9 weeks you will be able to say you're cruising this year, not that far away. Oh, Dave, seriously? I was just getting into the habit of saying 2021. Philip, a little hack is, if you are traveling with two people, is to share your clothes between the two suitcases. That way, if one gets lost, you both still have some clothes. Mate, that's a fantastic suggestion. And yes, that would be awesome. But you know what the problem is? Ilana has limited me to a Ziploc bag. So that's all I'll be carrying. Dave, if you are not traveling with two people, just take a stranger's bag. Yep. I know the stranger I'd like to take on board with that one. Rob is saying, I'm still watching, but just listening as I'm at work now. Awesome, buddy. I hope you have a safe day at work, and thank you for staying on board and listening. Nick was saying he wasn't mad at the gentleman at the Cleveland Amtrak station. It wasn't his fault. No, it wasn't his fault. Things do happen. But sometimes it does get a little bit frustrating. Or some people like to say frustigating. Anyway, it is what it is, right? And you've got to live with it and move on from there. So, yes, we've got a few things going on. I have to figure out who else has got I know that somebody else has got a birthday or something. If some other people come on board with us, one of them will have had their birthday while on ship. Excuse me. Dave, it does work until you have to explain to customs why your bag has a bra and panties in it. Yep. I've had that problem. And then I had to point out that Ilana was with me. At that time, she didn't have the same surname. Just for those that are coming to the chat, just for your info, these are the new Down Under Cruises stickers that you can get. They're available. If you want, just send us a note, and we will post them out to you. It might take you 3 million years to get, but you'll definitely get it. So that's what's coming out, and I reckon they look absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, we've got a few of those. You can stick them on your car. You can stick them on your plane. You can stick them on your suitcase. As a matter of fact, I've stuck it now. Oh no, sorry, that was an advert for a beer. Loves you is having a bit of a giggle. Nick is saying that he's got $300 in baggage delay coverage, and he still has $1,000 in baggage loss coverage. He spent $509 yesterday in the Cleveland area buying a new suitcase and clothes. Did you actually get to see Cleveland, or did you just get to see the shops? Dave, does Tassie come in the second envelope? Shh, Dave. Shh. We didn't want to tell Tassie. We didn't want to tell New Zealand either. Nick is saying that his birthday is in 13 days. The big 3-0. Well, mate, your days of your 20s are almost over. Enjoy every last minute. Dave is saying to Nick that with coverage, Nick would be throwing his bags out the train door. Yep, that's right. Always could do with a new bag. And Nick's having a good old giggle at that one. Yep. So, while I've got you guys here at the moment, let's have a look at this video here, because I think this video will certainly give you a bit of indication about what's going on with Helping Hands for Cruising. Okay.
Have you ever dreamt about taking a cruise on one of them fancy boats, soaking up the beauty and the magic just to free your soul, floating on the ocean, just a notion that seems out of reach. One thing on your bucket list is just to go and see the beach. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, making your dream a reality.
You know you gotta do the things you've only dreamed about. Don't let anything stop you thinking you can't go all out. You can do the things you never thought were possible with Helping Hands to help you get there. Even oceans are no obstacle. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but Helping Hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising, cruising. Helping Hands for Cruising,
sailboat, soaking up that sun, feel that breeze, yeah, there is still hope. Don't let the ocean be an ocean that is out of reach. Let's get together, help each other, and go see the sea. You wanna see the world, but something always holds you back. You've got that itching feeling, but your dreams got hijacked. There's lots of people out there that never get to cruise, but helping hands is helping making dreams come true.
Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality, yeah. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising, cruising. Helping hands for cruising. Making your dream a reality, yeah.
Yes, thanks go out to FatMat Adventures for that particular piece of music and video. And let me say that that was absolutely the most awesomest piece of music out there. Kenny doing his job there. Thank you very much, mate, for putting out FatMat's details. And we really appreciate the effort that FatMat has done to actually put that out there. So if any of you are in the want of finding out a bit more about FatMat, go and share some love with the guy. Let him know. I mean, he does some really great stuff, and we appreciate this. This is Kenny's favorite song, really, because this is the reason why he's actually going on that cruise ship. And yes, Dave, it is a great clip. So, Her Royal Highness Ilana, Her Majesty Ilana Ornelas is having a bit of a break because she actually deserves it. She's been working extremely hard for me over the last couple of days, and I'm giving her a bit of time to just chill, relax, and if you ask her nicely, maybe she'll come back next week. But yes. Who else have we got there? So Kenneth is agreeing that it is a great song because it is a song specifically designed for him. So there we go. Okay. So without further ado, let me say that we have exactly 346 days to go to the cruise. So you better jump on. And if you don't jump on, well, then it's your loss. Dave is saying, well deserved, I'm sure, but she is part of the dynamic duo. Just saying, you are extremely right, Dave, but there's a limit to how many times I can only twist her arm. If I try and twist any further, she'll turn around and slap me in the head. So I just let her do what she wants to do as long as she's comfortable. Because she is really important to me, that lady, and so I'm not afraid to say to the world that I'm incredibly blessed to be married to that lady. So here we go. Now, who else is cruising and when? Anybody got any dates of their next cruise? First cruise back will be awesome. You are not wrong. Man, if only we can do it. You know, I wouldn't even mind a 3-day cruise going from Melbourne to, say, Hobart to Adelaide and back to Melbourne again. That would be awesome. Dave is saying, with all this crawling, she's watching in another room. Yes, she is. She is watching in another room, and I'm telling you, I know she's watching because she'll come up with some other statement from behind, going, you know what? You should have done this. Oh dear. Mum's saying, bless her for keeping you under control. I love her. Well, Mum, you're biased. She's my wife. Dave is saying, did a 3-day cruise an hour before leaving the ship. I finally found my room. Now, you're not talking about lockdown again, are you? Seriously. Kenneth is saying that he would love to be able to visit Australia one day. Mate, that you will. There will be a time when you do visit us. You'll find that this is an awesome country. It is huge. And to be honest with you, you need roughly about a month just to visit some of this country. And then you need about a couple of weeks or so to do New Zealand as well. This region is just absolutely amazing. Dave is saying to you, Kenny, to come on, mate. You'll never forget it, and no, you won't. It's true. It's one of those. It's one of those areas that really puts a reminder in your head. The red dust, the diversity, the fact that you can be shivering at one part of the country and then go further north and be sweating your whatchamacallits. It's absolutely amazing. And Dave is agreeing with me that you need a month. You need a month, mate, a week to tour and 3 weeks to raise bale. Yep, that's right. There's plenty of bale to raise around here, especially the ones that come out of the grass. I mean the ground. But then, Dave, you'd know what it costs to raise bale, wouldn't you? Okay, I shouldn't have said that. You never know. Dave might teach me. Philip is saying there are some Melbourne cruises early December, including a gay cruise on the 9th of December. Now, hang on. You used the word gay. Is that gay as in happy? Or are you talking about the other connotation? You know, the alphabet soup. Nick, he chooses to stay positive with what's going on with his bag. If they find it, he'll have 2 suitcases. Yeah, but just think of all the clothes. Dave says he resembles that allegation. And not only is it an allegation, but you are alleged to be correct. So, cruise is on in 346 days. We will be meeting up with people. We'll be on the cruise ship. There will be a get-together the night before the cruise at a location yet to be determined because it's too early for the location to tell us if we can have a booking or not. But at the end of the day, we're all going to be meeting up, and there will be some activities happening that night, as well as more so on the cruise. So we're going to have a really, really good time. Philip is saying, not the gay time ice cream. I understand. Philip is saying P&O has a 7-day on the 2nd of December to Tasmania and Kangaroo Island. Really? I thought P&O weren't doing anything until the season starts next year. I didn't think they were doing any cruises at this particular point in time. Dave, I used to stay positive with what was going on with my bag, but I had enough and got remarried. I don't think he's talking about that bag, Dave. Nick, the phone numbers for the luggage department in DC, New York, and Boston are not publicly known, so got to wait to get Amtrak Chicago to call around for him. Oh, serious? That's a pain. Philip, 2022 year. Yeah, okay. December 2022. Yeah, that's right. And they are. That's more likely to happen. So those cruising will start next year out of Australia, and I think it'll start around about August. Will be August or September. Will be the first cruises out of Australia, if the Australian government is so disposed. Dave is saying, tell them the bag's ticking, mate. They will soon find it. Yeah. And the question is, what's it ticking in time to? Another One Bites the Dust or some other likewise song? Yes. So, folks, as we're coming up to the top of the hour, let me take the opportunity of thanking you for all coming on board. Really appreciated it, and would appreciate it too if you folks could find your way to support the Helping Hands for Cruising YouTube channel. If you do not know about it, it's Helping Hands, the number 4, and then Cruising YouTube channel, and we're starting to get some content up there. Have a look at it and see that it is. Give it some likes, and we want to get it to at least 100 subs there, so that if we can get 100 subs on there, we can actually use the proper URL that we want to use. Nick is saying that it has a ton of dirty laundry in it. Oh, well, they'll find it quick enough if they just sniff it out. Kenneth is saying he's going to make that his name is written all over his luggage for the cruise. Yeah, mate, that would be really good, because that way, if it gets lost, everybody knows where you are. Well, good people, have to depart. What a great show as always, Missed Ilana, but just saying, yeah, you missed a pretty one. At the end of the day, folks, we thank you for coming on board. We wish you a great week. This week, Saturday, we will be on at 10 p.m. for those of you across the pond. For those this side of the pond, we're on at 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. And next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. our time. I don't know what time it is your time, because you'll be there. You guys on the other side of the pond are going out of daylight saving. So thank you for coming aboard, and we will wish you an awesome week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll catch you around. Take care.